Hey friends, welcome back to Making Moves with Ben and Daniel. I'm Daniel, and in this interview series, we'll talk to current students and alumni from different colleges and universities in Canada to answer your top questions about programs or schools that you're interested in. Today's guest from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We've got Leoj Leonor. Leoj, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
For sure. I'm so thrilled to be speaking with you. So yeah, we'll get right into it, Leoj. Again, there's a lot of people who are asking about, what certain schools are there in Canada. We want to know more about it. We want to know more about the program. So for you, what school did you go to and what was your program?
I'm currently taking an e-commerce and online business management in Trebas Institute in Montreal campus.
So e-commerce, like how many years is this program?
The total program is 20 months, including the 2-month internship program. So 300 hour internship requirement, I guess.
Okay. And what type of program is it? Is it like post-secondary, masters?
It's a post-secondary. The full course name is Diploma in E-commerce and Online Business Management.
And what's the main reason that you chose this program? It's so interesting.
Yeah, actually, it's a long story. Honestly, it's not really my top choice. Initially, I wanted to pursue a marketing program since I was taking masters in marketing communication in DLSU before coming in here, and I had a very strong interest in marketing that time. But I ended up in e-commerce program based on the recommendation of my agency. They advised me that selecting a program aligned with your work would increase my chances of approval or get something related to college program that you took, bachelor's degree, so something like that, so that I can easily justify it to my study plan that time. So that's what I did. Yeah. So because prior going here in Canada, I was working as a business development manager in Lazada, Philippines. So since I am in an e-commerce industry, I decided to take e-commerce, which is right now related to what I was doing back then. Yeah.
That's very cool. You came from Lazada, which is obviously probably the biggest e-commerce like company in the Philippines. When you transitioned into back to studying again, like let me go back to studying e-commerce, was it super easy already? Because you basically lived the life.
No, actually, there are a lot of things that I didn't know because back then I was in sales, so I didn't know anything about digital marketing, ad, computer application. It's mainly account management in Lazada before, but now I mean there are some overview. I mean a little that I know of in some of the computer applications in e-commerce. You know, it was taught in school.
Ah, gotcha. And how was the admission process like? Like, let's say let's go back to when you were in the Philippines and like you wanted to go to Canada, you're gonna take e-commerce. How was that admission process like for you?
Well, school admission was easy. So when I decided to go to Trebas, everything was done through the agency. I simply submitted my documents such as my TOR, diploma application form. Then I received an LOO first, right? And then after that, I paid up my tuition fee. I got the LOA, which is one of the requirements for the Canada application. But the process here in Quebec, it's actually different from you guys in other provinces. So after receiving the LOA, there is an additional step. So we are going to apply for the CAQ or the Certificate of Acceptance in Quebec. So for this, I had to submit another form, make payment of 150 CAD, and provide the LOA, CAQ documents, application form, and passport. Well, for me, this is the hardest part because it should be done. I mean, you should do it by yourself, and it's not done by the agency. So it's really hard for me this step, and it will take you this step will take you around 2 weeks to a month for approval.
Oh wow. So how long was that timeline, if you remember, like let's say, how long did the whole process take until you actually got accepted?
I think it was, I mean, the whole process is like 2 months, including the federal application, student permit
That is
application.
so
That
fast.
part is easy, but the Quebec part is I think it took me like 2 to 3 weeks to finish the application.
So like okay, so like 2 months including that, and then how long till you got your student visa?
Well, I think I got it like, well, 2 months. I submitted
That whole two
September.
months you got admitted to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
school and you got your study visa?
yeah, yeah.
Wow, dude, that is so fast. Me and Bea, it took us like I don't know, man, 5 months or 6 months. I don't know.
The agency helped me with everything. Like I just choose. I mean, I chose a school and then that's it. The university and then that's it. They've done everything except for that, the CAQ
Right.
application.
That's very cool. Why? Because a lot of international students, Leoj, they go to they go to Toronto, they go to Ontario or Alberta. No, we don't get a lot of like connections who go
Yeah.
to Montreal or Quebec. Why did you choose that?
Well, at first, of course, I wanted to go to top cities like Toronto and Vancouver, but I am a big NBA fan. So between Toronto and Vancouver, I would choose Toronto. But when I was doing some research, I found out that Toronto is known for having relatively high cost of living. So I checked the neighbors of Toronto, and it's Montreal. It's like 4 5 hour drive from Toronto. So compared to other provinces, Quebec for sure has a lower cost of living compared to Toronto and Vancouver. Although it's a bit of a challenge because it's a French-speaking province, right? So it's really hard for me to get a job. It's a bit of a challenge. Everything because I mean I knew it's going to be a challenge, but I didn't know it's going to be this heavy. Like everything. I mean, 70% are, I mean, majority are in French. So they would really require each and every stores, establishments to speak French.
Right. And that's actually my follow-up question. In school, were you required to like okay, you have to know some sort of French and at work as well? Is that a requirement? Are you trying to study French right now? How that whole transition go?
It's a requirement. It's required by the government, Quebec government. Actually, they when I got here, they passed. I think I forgot the bill exact name. I think it's 96, Bill 96, wherein they would require each school companies to prioritize French over English. So all establishments, I mean, they have to really speak French. So this affects international students, especially Filipinos who's not really that fluent in English and French. So it's really hard for them to get a job, even in even labor job. It's really hard for them to get one.
Yeah, so how do you do it? Do you know French, or how are you able to like navigate through this whole like requirement? That sounds super challenging.
The good thing about it is that we are paid to study French. So at first, that was my part-time job. We are paid, I think it was 200 per week, 200 Canadian dollars per week just to learn French. It's a part-time. It's 9 to 12 every day to learn French. So they're gonna, I mean, there's a process to it, but technically the Quebec government will pay you a certain amount of money depending on the school to learn French. So it's I mean, one of the things to earn money though.
That's so I've never heard that before. That's so cool. So that was literally your part-time job when you got here. You were just paid to learn French. Is that at home?
No, it's a you have to go to the school. There are different schools to go to, and you have to go there every day to learn French. So at least you'll be competitive.
Wow. How's your French now? Is it like you can actually converse?
No, actually, the thing is, it was really hard for me to speak French, but I do know some words. I do understand some. I mean, I do understand them, and I respond in English. So that's the thing. So un peu, je parle un peu français. So I can speak a little bit, but not fluent, not conversational.
That's very cool though. The only French I know is
Bonjour.
uh well, yeah. I always do parlez-vous anglais. And if they say,
Y-
and that means, do you speak English? If they say
Right,
yes,
right.
then I just try go back to English. That's the only thing. That's my technique.
That was also my style.
Yeah.
When I got here, I just practiced that speech like just with the sele, parlez-vous anglais, for you to be able to, I mean, for them, for French people to know that you're trying, because
Right.
at least they would know. I mean, they'll know that you tried speaking in French. So that's a good strategy.
It's like respect for them as well, right? I remember
Right. Right.
like you gotta it's more like I've heard, I'm not sure if it's true, Leoj, but like in Quebec, if you like let's say you're speaking with someone for the first time and you just go in there with English, some people take offense to it. I'm not sure if that's true.
That is true. I mean,
Oh,
especially older people, they would. I mean, I've known. I mean, I know some people who got scolded by an older people because they didn't speak French. Like,
wow.
I mean, you're in Quebec. Why are you asking me to speak in English? There are people like that.
Exactly. Okay, no, that's super interesting. Okay, this can be a whole different topic. But let's go back to the schooling part. So when you got admitted and everything, how much was the tuition fee and other expenses associated with studying in your school?
In 2021, during my application process, the tuition fee for the 20-month program was 30,000 Canadian dollars. For 20 for that's for 20-month program already. But I applied for scholarship, which required an additional step like submitting a letter for review. So it's basically just a letter of intent. Well, for school, yeah, that's I mean, like you're submitting a letter that would qualify you for scholarship, something like that.
That's cool. Are you able to share like how much was cut from that 30K because of the scholarship or no, it's private?
It's a 10,000 Canadian dollars. So I just paid 20,000 Canadian dollars for 20-month program.
Amazing. And that your agency helped you with that or that's like after you got admitted then you went straight to the school and like, okay, I'm going to get a scholarship? Was that the process?
No, everything is done by through agency.
That's a good agency. That's that's awesome. And did you have to purchase any like textbooks or any other tools and how much were they?
I did not purchase any books since we are hybrid learning in school. We are using Moodle. Not sure if
Yeah.
you're familiar with that, but it's a yeah, okay, for people who don't know, it's a virtual platform. So in there we use Moodle to download all our subject lessons, load all our activities, and we do exams online via Moodle. So everything is in Moodle. Even though it's face to face, you still have to um, access Moodle.
Huh, very cool. And how many courses like do you take per semester? How does your schedule usually look like?
My schedule, well, it's an institute. It's not like the usual basic college and university. So it's highly specialized. So we don't actually have a minor subjects. So it's not like the typical university setup wherein you get multiple subject in one sem. We only have one subject per month. So what's unique about our school is that it's a one subject per month. So it's our class schedule is like 3 times a week, Wednesday to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So 24 hours per week for 24 hours per week. It's like 80 to 90 hours per subject in a 20-month program. So in 20 months, we have 18 subjects and including the 2-month internship.
I've never heard that before. It's like you're living in a totally different part. So you mean to tell me you have one subject in 1 month and then you just go to school like MWF, Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday,
We go to
Friday.
school at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And yeah, that's that.
For one subject?
For one subject, one professor.
Interesting. Like, okay, could you give me an example? Like what's the name of a course? That's so interesting.
Well, normally it's like social media management. The one that I had last month, because right now we have a new subject. It's like creating a marketing plan.
Yeah.
But last subject, It's a retail marketing. So we have to make a paper. The thing about it is it's mixed of theories and case studies and application. So the first half for midterms, it's theories about anything about retail marketing, and the second half you have to come up with your own paper. So my paper, I think it was about just to share, no, it's about furniture industry
Mm.
in the wave of e-commerce. So like since so I mean you have to research everything about furniture industry. So how are they doing during the pandemic? And since a lot of like furniture industry closed down in the pandemic, we were trying to analyze what happened in the industry because definitely pandemic has had a significant impact in the furniture industry in some ways, right?
Mm.
So, but the thing is, my paper was about the pandemic has created like both challenges and opportunities for the furniture industry because a lot of people were working from home, right?
Mm.
So there are, I mean, they realized that since a lot of like retail stores closed down, there is still a demand because for sure, I mean, there are some research that I read that the demand isn't really a problem because furniture business do have for office furniture. Like as people to from home, the demand for home furniture such as desk, chairs increase. If the demand is not really the problem, so what was the problem? So that is the one that I'm trying to justify in my paper. So they found out, I mean, we found out that the problem for the furniture industry is a lack of sales channel. So that's where we come in. That's where we find ways to help furniture businesses to make a sales channel like e-commerce platform promotion and all of that. So yeah, that's what we study. Just a bit of a overview of what we really study. So that's for retail marketing. Half of it was theories about the course, and then half of it is like more on application.
Very
So
cool.
yeah.
That's super cool. That's awesome. That's like once you graduate, you're like already an expert in one of those courses. That's amazing. Um, Leoj, can you tell me about the campus culture? Like, do you feel that it's supportive and inclusive of international students?
Well, actually, the thing about our school, the good thing about our school is that everyone is an international student, so it's not really not hard to make friends.
Very cool. And yeah, regarding the program, like how it's 20 months, do you have any official breaks between semesters or terms, or that's full straight 20 months?
No, we do have the typical big breaks. Um how do you say it? We have winter breaks, we have summer breaks, then we do have 1 week study break in between spring and fall. So in transition, so transition from sem, you're gonna transition to spring. There's a 1 week break in between.
Okay, but okay, just weeks, not like a whole 1 month break.
For winter break, it's almost a month. Usually for winter, it's 20 to 25 days. Last winter, it was 22 days. So I went back home, spent holidays with my family in the Philippines.
Nice.
And summer break, usually it's 15 days.
And what was your favorite course that you've taken so far and why?
I don't know, maybe business law. In business law, there's a lot of like case studies, situation and scenarios that you have to deal with. It's really fun because you get to analyze different real world scenarios. So yeah, the business law, I think.
Very cool. And what was the most challenging course that you've taken so far?
Most challenging would be for me is digital marketing, siguro, and accounting. In this course, course requires us to create our own website, Facebook ads. You have to create our own Facebook ads, YouTube ad, LinkedIn. So it's really a challenge if you're not that techie
Mm.
because you have to deal with a lot of you have to you have to deal with a lot of like computer application. So it's for me it's a challenge because I'm not that techy. And say also accounting. So of course debit and credit is really hard. And because there's a like accounting, you have to deal with QuickBooks. And for me, navigation is really hard.
No, I get what you mean. Accounting's like my worst subject. Um, What did you like about the program, Leoj? Like probably what did you most like about the program? I'm sure there's a lot, but what did you most like about it?
Well, I think the techie learning part, like I said, I'm not that techie. So to get to learn about those computer application is really a big thing for me because like I said, I'm not really techie person. So that's what I really like about it. Really expands your knowledge and skills, which you can use for sure after school.
That's great. And what did you not like about the program? What did you most not like about it?
Not like, well, so far everything is really good for me. Well, the main reason it's because, well, I like most, I mean everything because it's something related to what I used to do. Like I said, before coming here, I was taking masters in marketing communication in the LSU. So it's kind of like, I mean, everything for me is really good.
Final question, man, before we wrap up here. Leoj, what is your best success tip for anyone who wants to make it in Canada?
Um, for me, maybe research. That is something I was not able to do. And regardless, because all programs are good, you're definitely going to learn a lot, especially to a lot of like, especially for example, my program, if you're gonna choose my program, you're definitely going to learn a lot, especially into business, online marketing, computer application. But the thing is, for me, it's not about the program. Just make sure that regardless of the program that you're gonna take, make sure that program is something that you really like or something that interests you, because you're going to study it for at least, at the very least, for at least a year, right? So might as well something that you're passionate about, because you'll eventually be balancing school and work. So it's really important to like choose a program that excites you or keeps you motivated, because at least something to look forward to. So yeah, make sure that you love, you're gonna I mean the program that you're going to get. That's it.
Fantastic. And that's a wrap. Leoj, thank you so much again for joining us today. There was so much value in this episode. I've never heard of a bunch of things that you just mentioned. So this is amazing. For anyone who wants to study in Montreal or anything anywhere in Quebec, this episode's absolutely fantastic. Leoj, thank you again for doing this. Super
No guys,
appreciate it, man.
actually thank you for having me. Like I said in the intro, I'm actually a fan of you guys. Been watching, you helped me a lot in my Canada application. So yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. And I'm sure that you're just gonna get more awards in school and you're just gonna do amazing. All right, everyone, that's a wrap. Leoj, thank you so much. See ya.
Bye.